Welcome back to the Angel Clark Show on RadioFreedom.us. The song that you're hearing now is by the Larks. It was in 1985, and it's Maggie, 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 out, out, out. You know, the beginning of Oi really took place around this time as well, and I think a lot of it points back to so many people being upset with Margaret Thatcher's actions and Margaret Thatcher's behavior. So what is it that she did? Let's get into this, all right? Because it took me forever to actually find the laws that she passed. Well, because we were watching these documentaries, right? And these documentaries were talking about her Anti-Hippie Act, right? And I'm like, what the hell was the Anti-Hippie Act? What was the Anti-Hippie Act? Well, it was the Public Order Act of 1986. It was a very long time in the making. And the government sat down with the Association of Chief Police Officers and other police organizations, and they decided that they were going to bring most common law offenses within an extended statutory framework. So this new plan included violent disorder with a maximum penalty of 5 years imprisonment, together with 2 summary offenses. The first of these, Section 4, being that causing fear or provoking violence. So causing fear actually became a crime. Now, do we have a clip?
For many, it was seen as a victory for law and order, which paved the way for new legislation, the 1986 Public Order Act.
They formalised the Anti-Hippie Act. They've been trying to write it for absolutely years, and now they've got round to it. Section 39 of the 1986 Public Order Act says that if 3 people bring with them 12 vehicles on a piece of land for the common purpose of residing there, living life, then they commit an offence if they don't shift when they're told to do so. Now, the whole objective of the law was to legitimise those police actions and to say, we're not having this lifestyle. You may not exist in this way. You actually break the law by your physical presence, not by the fact that you're rioting, by the fact that you're having an action. Just by merely being a traveller, you are committing an offence.
So what do we mean by that? By being a traveler and by legitimatizing these actions by the police? Well, there had started to be a lot of police brutality going on. There were a lot of strikes going on, and every time that there was, well, not every time, but a lot of times when there were strikes, you would end up seeing a lot of police brutality. Not to mention the fact that any kind of like hippie festivals, right? I mean, come on, the hippie festivals happen all the time, but hippie festivals were broken up by police in horrible ways. But before I get into that, all right, Section 5 of the Public Order Act of 1986. I want to tell you what some of this disorderly behavior was. All right, disorderly behavior included hooliganism on housing estates. Hooliganism, and I just have to take a moment to tell you that I've gone to clubs where I'm screaming out songs at the top of my lungs about it being a hooligan's life, right? But hooliganism, that's bad. Groups of youth shouting abuse and obscenities. I guess we don't want people shouting obscenities, but I guess it depends on where they're at, right? If I'm in a club and there's a band playing, and I want to shout some obscenities, and everyone else is shouting obscenities because there are obscenities in the song, then that's kind of the place to shout obscenities, isn't it? Here's the next one. Oh, this is good. Rowdy behavior late at night. Are you kidding me? Could get you 5 years imprisonment. Just so that you know. 1986, Great Britain, Margaret Thatcher, rowdy behavior could get you 5 years in prison. This is why so many bands started coming out with music that was against Margaret Thatcher. So, you know, everyone else today is talking about the wonderful things that Margaret Thatcher did, and that's not the way that I operate. I very rarely say positive things about people, especially when it comes to the government, because that's how I am. All right. So if you want to hear someone splooging over how great Margaret Thatcher's life was, Rush Limbaugh, I think, was talking about her today, and you can listen to some archives of his show. I'm sure they're all over the place. You can go and turn on some Fox News. Man, you can go turn on some Fox News, and that should cover it for you. But if you want to hear how I see it, then you're in the right place. So let's talk about more of the corruption that happened when it comes to Margaret Thatcher. Well, you see, there's this thing that happened, right? The Battle of the Beanfield. Stop laughing. This was actually a very, very serious event. The Battle of the Beanfield. So what I have in front of me is I have a post from the Guardian.co.uk. And it's kind of a summary of some of what happened at the Battle of the Beanfield, which was, in fact, a notoriously violent, one-sided confrontation between 450 unarmed travelers and green activists and a quasi-military police force of over 1,300 police, which apparently crippled the New Traveller movement in the UK. Now, here's the thing, right? I am not a traveler, to be honest. I'm not. But I understand the concept of the traveler lifestyle. Basically, to sum it up and totally overgeneralize, the traveler lifestyle is more of a, I don't know, you know what, I would almost describe them as a hippie gypsy lifestyle. Living the way that they want to live, and in most cases, they don't hurt people. They just live their life. Now, I have this article about the actual Battle of the Beanfield, and it's relatively long, and I'm not going to get 100% into it because we don't have that much time. We have a clip though, right? Let's play this clip. I thought this clip was fascinating.
But by 1985, it was something the government could even push away without any inquiry. I think we're in a situation where the social fabric of the nation is dissolving. The nation, without the jobs and the workbenches to keep people chained to and in order that way, we're in a situation where the government has to become more and more authoritarian to maintain the privilege of the smaller and smaller number who are doing all right and to keep the masses down.
In the wake of the Battle of the Beanfield, over 400 people were arrested and taken to police stations across the West Country. But after court appearances, many were released, leading to public debate over police tactics.
This is a police state now. That's what it is. Here, we got no freedom of speech, and you got no freedom in this country now.
I don't want no bugger hassling me or chasing me about, telling me what I can't do and what I can do. It's a free country. Everybody do what you please.
But they can't just have freedom just because they want it. They have to contribute something to society.
Doing something for their country.
Lying over there, drinking, smoking. Who paid for it?
They're tired.
Oh, the poor thing. So am I tired, going to work and bringing up 3 children. I'm tired. I'm not drowning my tiredness in drugs and alcohol.
They've not got drugs. They've not got drugs. Can you prove they've got drugs? Can you prove they've got drugs?
No, I can't. But I can see them with their cans of beer and their cigarettes and everything.
They're entitled to have a beer. Don't you have a glass of beer?
Well,
we all drink. I have a glass of beer. Doesn't matter where the money came from.
This is kind of part of the mentality that we're still fighting now, right? The last part of that clip, you heard 2 people having a discussion. One woman says, look at them over there drinking and smoking and doing drugs. And the guy says, well, they're tired. They're relaxing. Well, I'm tired. I have a job and 3 kids. I'm tired. He says, well, okay, go relax. Well, look at them over there with their smoking and their drinking and their drugs. Can you prove they've got drugs? No, but I see them with beers and cigarettes. And they're entitled to have beers and cigarettes. But where did the money come from? Don't you get it? It doesn't matter where the money came from because it's their money and they are entitled to spend it how they want to spend it. Do you see how that works? It's their money and they can do what they want with it. But I tell you what, we've got to step away for just a moment. And when we come back, we're going to talk a little bit, we're going to talk about Stonehenge. The Angel Clark Show will return, radiofreedom.us.
Angel Clark. This is the Angel Clark Show.